All right, welcome back to another A&T Sports Pod. I'm Aiden,
Octavius.
and we love sports and we love talking about them. Um, let's see, recap from the weekend. Start with NFL. Anything you want to go over first, since we had a crazy weekend for
We
NFL.
did. Um, let's just go game by game, and I'll talk about my team when we get there. Let's
Okay.
do that.
All right, sounds good. So starting off the weekend on Thursday, or starting off the games on Thursday, Pats and Jets. Jets got the win. You had Pats, I had Jets. Any thoughts?
Off to a great start. I expected more from the Pats. I'm not surprised the Jets won, but I was really expecting a better performance all around from the Patriots. Didn't get it, and yeah, if Jets keep this up, they'll kind of meet those expectations they kind of set for themselves.
Yep, I mean, the Jets came out and did what I thought they were going to do. I think the longer that Aaron Rodgers gets familiar with the offense and familiar with the team, I think they're going to start being a problem for the league. The one thing that I thought was funny is one play Aaron Rodgers threw it to where Garrett Wilson could only get it, and it wasn't even close for Garrett Wilson to get it, so that he started shaking his head, and then later on in the game he threw the exact same route, and it was a touchdown. So the more that they build chemistry, the better they'll be. So moving on, Giants and Cleveland. Giants came out with the dub there. We both had the Browns, so another great start for you.
Yep. 0-2. Um, yeah, no, I was just gonna say Browns are getting in their own way. It just looks like Deshaun Watson's off the field issues are affecting his on field play. If they don't turn it around soon, it's gonna be the Jameis show. But love what I'm seeing from Malik Neighbors, and let's see if the Giants can pull out a couple more surprise dubs.
Yeah, Malik Neighbors is like that. Um, did shock me. Definitely thought that Cleveland was going to be, especially playing at home, thought they were going to come out a little stronger and hold the Giants off, but obviously that didn't happen. Green Bay and Tennessee. I had the Titans. You had the Packers, so you got the one there. Anything
Tennessee
from
looks
this
bad,
game?
man.
Yeah, they look terrible. Will Levis is. I don't know what happened to him, but that might be the greatest fall off ever because he was not this bad last year.
Yeah, I don't know what's up. Also, brief pause. I think I can hear that go.
Okay.
But but yeah, shout out to Packers. They're looking good. I think they're doing what they should to win. Yeah, that's all you can ask.
Yep. Um. Yeah. I mean, we already talked about it. Tennessee is bad. Uh, Green Bay's looking. I mean, they're looking okay with. I can't. Malik Willis as their quarterback. I mean, I think they'll do better whenever they get Jordan Love, but right now I think they're just an okay team that's doing pretty well. So moving on, Indy and Chicago both had Indy. Thoughts?
You know, Chicago just looks bad. Uh, Bad online play. If they get more consistent play and they can establish a running game, they could easily get a winning record. But throwing the ball 52 times, it's not a recipe for success.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, AR did not look great for
Mm-mm.
Indy either. Um, I think the longer he's gonna play football, the better he will start to play. But right now, it's kind of just growing pains. We were expecting this last year, but he was injured for all of the year last year, so we're getting it this year. Um, he does show flashes of greatness. I mean, if you look at the first two games, or even just the first game, he had two incredible passes that I think once he kind of gets settled in and relaxes a little bit. Um, I mean, for me, his biggest thing is not every pass has to be a bullet, but everything that he throws looks like it came out of a cannon. So um, we both picked Indy to get this one. So Bears are the Bears. They're kind of looking pretty silly with the way that they are starting out and the way that the Steelers are starting out. So and we'll get to it, but they also could have picked somebody up who is balling right now as a rookie. But
We'll talk about it when we get there. I think Jay Daniels is struggling too. Bears are a bad organization.
yeah, we knew that. But all right, Houston and Minnie. Minnie with the dub. You had Minnesota. I had Houston. Thoughts from this game?
You know, I knew the first 2 weeks weren't a fluke. So Minnesota can play defense, and I saw how with the Bears struggled, or no, not the Bears. Well, the Bears gave Houston's offense trouble. I know the Bears' defense is solid. I knew Minnesota's defense is a little better, so I wasn't expecting much improvement from the Texans. I think this game's going to help them. Like, okay, let's start get the ball rolling. But Vikings look really good, man. NFC North isn't just a one-team race; it's shaping up to be a three-team race. There'll be some good football games coming up in the NFC North. Excited to see
Yep.
how that plays out, but yeah, kind of surprised the Texans didn't put up a few more points, but their offense isn't clicking. So
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Minnesota is rolling right now, so they're looking strong. Houston is still struggling, even though they should not be. They should be with everything that they have on their offensive side and defensive side. I think they should be a good put together team. I think it's just growing pains at the beginning of the season, and then they'll find out. They'll kind of find the groove once they get more chemistry throughout the year. But yeah, Minnesota's going. All right. Now to your game, New Orleans and Philly. We both picked New Orleans. You mentioned it multiple times. Every time we want to give a team its flowers, they don't give us the we don't get it. I don't get it.
yeah, I was I was expecting this kind of game next week. So this upcoming week against the Falcons. I wasn't expecting it this week, but the Eagles they were hearing we have no run defense. Took it personal. Um, I was I have a lot of opinions on this game. Um, for one, we start off the game super well. Drive down the field, we get kind of stopped in the red zone. Philly's red zone defense is pretty good. Um, settle for three. I know people look at the game and it's like we held them scoreless for 3 quarters. Our defense played elite. We couldn't stop the run. Uh, Philly should not have been scoreless going into the fourth. Very questionable coaching decisions. Deciding to go for it on fourth downs and when you should have kicked field goals, right? And so they could add points. And then deciding to kick a 60-yard field goal when you've been going for it on fourth down all day, it's like, what are we doing? And we can't stop the run, so why try cute runs? Just do a tush push, right? It's been doing great. So I think Kellen Moore is getting a little too cute with some of their fourth and short calls, but even that, Saints still have to make plays, so I give him props for that. Defense bends a lot, didn't break, but overall, it was a ugly game, but and we had a chance to win it at the end. We didn't. I think now that we've seen it this early, the answer to our run game and how teams are going to defend it or try to, depending on how we can counterpunch and adjust to the adjustments, it's going to be really important. Our starting center being out 6 to 8 weeks with a groin injury, he has to get surgery on. It's not going to help. We are when it comes to the starting lineups for offense and defense, we're really good. Where we lack as a team is depth. So this injury is going to hurt us. Eric McCoy is one of the best centers in the game. So, how we handle adversity. We're going to see what this team is about coming up in the next 4 weeks. So I'm excited. I still think we're a good team, but we didn't play our best game. Neither did the Eagles. I will say when we see this team again, it's going to be some bad blood. There's going to be a lot of intensity. Game got super intense, a lot of trash talking. Eagles players and fans are saying it's a dirty hit. I don't know if you saw the hit eight. Essentially, Devontae Smith catches a slant, he gets wrapped up. We're pushing him back, but he's still moving his feet. Refs don't call it dead, and then one of our D tackles comes in, hits him in the back, jars his helmet loose, concussion. People saying that's a dirty hit. You should look up the play. I want to hear your thoughts on it, but I don't think it's dirty. If you don't hear a whistle, you got to keep going. Right? If Devontae Smith breaks out of that and runs up the field, you're like getting yelled at in the NFL. Right? We both played. That's how it goes. And it's not like he went for his head. He went low and hit him in this nameplate. Right? So it's not a dirty play. And if you say it's dirty, you're just upset that Devontae Smith got hurt. If you didn't get hurt, you wouldn't have said that's a dirty hit. But it's unfortunate. Hope Devontae Smith recovers, but it's not a dirty hit. Just an intense game. And yeah, those are my thoughts. I don't know what you got to say about it.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I actually didn't get to watch this game that much. I was at my cousin's game, so I was filtering through some of these games. But yeah, I'll have to go back and look. I didn't know that there was a quote unquote dirty hit. Didn't know Devontae Smith was out either. So yeah, I'll have to go back and look and give you my thoughts on Thursday. But I was just shocked seeing the score. I definitely thought that you guys, especially coming off of the weeks before, you guys were putting up 40 points, and I know that you mentioned that that wasn't going to last, but um, definitely think that that is a game that you guys kind of needed to kind of leveled you guys moving forward. I think you guys will kind of button up the kind of stuff that you guys need to move forward and beat some teams next week. Should be interesting against the Falcons. I am looking forward to that matchup. But yeah. Um, let's see who we got next. The Chargers and Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh coming out on top. You had Pittsburgh. I had the Chargers. So right now I'm on a 3-game losing streak. So that's not good. But yeah. Thought yeah, the Justin Fields. I mean, we talked about it last week. Just if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? Right now he's leading them pretty good. I mean, they're winning games, so why go away from it? Um, I did expect the Chargers to come out and continue to do what they were doing last couple weeks, but I don't know, man. Pittsburgh is they're doing all right now, and especially with Justin Fields. I love seeing Justin Fields succeed right now. I was one of those Chicago fans that didn't want them to get rid of Fields, especially finally getting all the weapons and hopefully keeping an OC there that long enough. But I think I told you whenever it happened, I hope Justin Fields just succeeds over at in Pittsburgh, and right now he is. So that's what I like.
You know, Steelers have a great defense. They're just playing smart football. I knew with Justin Herbert being banged up, I don't think they're dynamic enough on offense to outscore the other team. At least this matchup. Steelers are playing sound football. If they keep this up, might be the surprise team of the AFC. So
Yeah. Moving on, Tampa Bay, Denver. Denver, huh? Denver.
I
We both
think
had Tampa Bay.
simply, I think Tampa Bay's injuries caught up with them. They're going against Sean Payton, knows the Tampa Bay Bucks very well, um, knows how to scheme against them, and the injuries caught up with Tampa. Came out flat-footed. We'll see how Tampa Bay responds. But
Yeah.
shout out Denver. Bo Nix in his first career win as a starter.
Many more to come. But Carolina, Las Vegas. Carolina coming out on top as well. Andy Dalton coming in at quarterback, throwing some dicing up the defense and coming out with their first win.
Not gonna lie, it's a bad look for Bryce Young. Very bad look for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton, the veteran presence, came in and did the system. The system works. Uh, Brings up a lot of questions for Bryce. I think mainly it's just a confidence thing. So hopefully we can see that, wow, like this works. Like, Andy, what are you doing? Take that learning, uh, just, get under his wing and just start consuming all this, gain confidence. Um, and this
Yeah.
is a bad look for the Raiders. Um,
Yeah.
Definitely played like a team that overlooked the Panthers, thought it was going to be an easy win. And it's Panthers showed you, and the Broncos showed you any given Sunday.
Yep. No, Bryce Young's got a lot of time to grow. Just right now, it kind of looks bad. So hopefully he can grow from it. Next game we'll kind of go past because we kind of knew Seattle was going to do what they did. Seattle, Miami. Seattle won. Nothing really too shocking on my end, unless you won't got anything. No. All right.
They're holding down.
Dallas, Baltimore. Let's see. Baltimore came in there and won. You had the Ravens. I had the Cowboys.
Yeah,
Anything
Ravens
from this
need
game?
this. They didn't want to go out 0-3. They almost let Dallas come back. Now it's a bad look, but they finally got their first win, and they just need to keep it moving.
Yeah. Moving on, San Francisco, Los Angeles Rams. San Francisco lost two in a row now. Rams are going. They got the dub. Anything?
Yeah, I think Niners injuries on offense kind of with them. I mean, they played well offensively for a while, and then kind of fizzled out. Tough, gritty win by the Rams. Uh, Big momentum booster. Try to see if they can keep this up this next weekend. Niners need to respond, or else their season going to slip away fast. Each game
Yeah.
counts. So
Right. Moving on. Oh, for that one, we both had the Niners. Lost that one. Next is Lions, Arizona. Um, Both had the Cardinals. Cardinals lost. Detroit walked in there and got it. 20-13. Anything on this one?
Cardinals had ample opportunity, couldn't capitalize on them. Lions, another tough, gritty win. It's a character building win for the Lions to go on the road and hold on tough. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, well, we'll see how each team responds this upcoming week, but I think we're going to start learning a lot about these teams weeks 4 and 5. See who's going to start separating themselves.
Right. Let's see. Did the Yeah, Lions came off of a loss last week, right? This is a good
Yeah.
bounce back win for them.
hmm
Um, so see if they can get it going. Kansas City and the Falcons. Kansas City squeaked out a win over there. Controversial PI, no PI, but Kansas City came out. Now they're 3-0.
Yeah. Honestly, if I'm a Chiefs fan right now, you shouldn't feel happy about these 3 wins. Um, it's a real sloppy football and 3 fortunate calls by the refs. Well, I would say 2 in a row. First one is a toe, but like they're cutting it close, and you know the fact that they're still winning these is important. But even Patrick Mahomes said they got to play a lot better. Um,
A lot of teams are shutting down Travis Kelsey too, which is something that we haven't really seen in a
yeah,
while.
I'm gonna
So
just chalk that up to old age.
yeah, not getting doubled or anything.
He's been getting doubled the last 7 years.
Yeah, yeah, true. You're just getting washed. Is that what I'm hearing?
I wouldn't say that. It's just,
Getting old.
I mean, honestly, the Chiefs will take it. I mean, I just see this brief stat line: Rasheed Rice, 12 receptions, 110 yards, touchdown.
Yeah,
Like they'll take it. But also, I don't know how Rasheed Rice is still allowed to play after like getting 7 felonies this summer.
yeah,
At
yeah.
least a 3, 4 game suspension. But
Agreed.
it's the Chiefs, right?
And then the games yesterday, we both had the home teams. We got one and we lost the other. I mean, we don't really have to spend much time on the Buffalo Bills. Bills came in there. They did exactly what they did needed to do. Did exactly what everybody expected them to do. Jacksonville has a lot of just offensive searching, um, but yeah, I mean, Bills are looking pretty good. And then Cincinnati, Washington. Didn't think Washington was gonna go in there and do what they did, but I think they're slowly putting it together. They're not. I wouldn't panic if I was a Cincy fan, but that is something that you don't want to see L's on the schedule. You want to see W's, and this one kind of seemed like this was going to be their W, but wasn't.
I don't know. I think I would be as a Cincy fan. They're like 3 plays away from being 3-0. So we're talking about the Chiefs. 1 play positive, 3-0. Chiefs or the Bengals are 1 play
One play,
negative, 0 and
yeah,
3. Right? We're looking at the Patriots. They fumbled at the one. They score that touchdown. They win by one. Uh, they don't get that late hit out of bounds. Chiefs can't win the game on the last second field goal. The Commanders, I mean, they couldn't stop a cold.
no,
Commanders didn't punt the ball. They went like 3 for 3 on fourth downs. It's like
yeah,
they get one stop, they win the game. So yeah, I mean, they got. I believe the Panthers played. They could have a good shot of going 0 and 4. Playoff hopes done.
they could, they could.
And then
I
they
don't.
got the Ravens week 5.
Yeah, that's that's tough. We'll see though.
Mm.
We'll see. All right, so calculating all of these wins and losses, Tavius, you were 8-8 this week, and I was 5-11, so I was not good at all.
You got to tighten up, Aiden.
Yeah, I you're right, I do. Last week we tied, and this week I did terrible.
This is what we're doing on this side. We're going up. We're trending up. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
You're you're doing this. Tighten up, Aiden.
yeah. All right, then switching over to college. Anything else NFL wise?
Um, Derwin James getting suspended for similar suspension as like Kareem Jackson with repeatedly endangering player safety, whatever. It's just hard hitting football. Suspending someone for something like that, I don't know. That's silly. Like Kareem Jackson, I kind of get like a couple of those were like dangerous. Like Derwin James just hitting hard. Uh, it's ironic. Derwin James is getting suspended, Chargers' best defensive player, and they're guess who they're playing next week? You're
Who?
not gonna guess? The
Uh,
Chiefs.
uh,
So I don't know, man. NFL can't keep bailing out the Chiefs, but we'll see.
all right. We can kind of go through all of these and then go through our underdogs and then talk about our teams at the end.
You know,
So starting off, all ranked teams: Illinois, Nebraska. Illinois got the dub there, beat Nebraska at home in OT. Again, they change the schedule on these whenever we mark them down. So Ohio State, Marshall, we both had, had Ohio State. Clemson, North Carolina State, both had Clemson. Iowa State, Arkansas State, both had Iowa State. Uh, Kent State, Penn State, both had Penn State. USC, Michigan, both had USC. UCLA, LSU, both had LSU. Miami, Ohio, Notre Dame, both had Notre Dame. Georgia Tech, Louisville, you had Louisville. I had Georgia Tech. I think I marked that one wrong. NIU, Buffalo, we both had NIU. Utah, Oklahoma State. You had Utah, I had Oklahoma State. Missouri, Vandy, both had Missouri. Tennessee, Oklahoma, both had Tennessee. A&M, Bowling Green, both had A&M. Ole Miss, Georgia Southern, both had Ole Miss. Texas, UL Monroe, both had Texas. K-State, BYU, you had K-State, I had BYU. Then Florida, Mississippi State, both had Florida. I mean, not a bad weekend for college football. I think this upcoming weekend is going to be better.
Mhm.
But yeah, kind of just talking about some of the games. Notre Dame kind of scared me whenever I was watching them. They don't really seem like they can play at home very well. That Michigan USC game, did not see Michigan winning that, but they did. USC had, I think they had a shot. I'm trying to remember if they had a shot at the end. I mean, they had the ball at the end, which they just didn't do anything with. But I think USC definitely does have the talent to beat Michigan. I think Michigan was just playing good ball. They ran the ball like crazy, and USC just couldn't stop them. Um, Illinois Nebraska was a good game. A little sneaky Vandy, huh? Double OT going with Missouri. Crazy. They might take Tennessee. Give them a run for their money. I'm
No
kidding.
shot.
I'm kidding. Uh, Tennessee Oklahoma game was good. I enjoyed watching that game. There was a lot of good defense at the front. Offense was shaky, but I did enjoy watching two defenses just going back at each other. Um, I didn't watch any of the K State BYU game, but I do know that BYU smacked K State, and this one is not on it, but I know we're about to get into it. We can kind of transition into our underdogs and start with you because I'm going to bring it up. JMU scored 70 points on North Carolina is insane. You should have done that. Well, never mind because you did do your two times. Your two times pick was a dub, but you should have done that one because that one was very out of the blue and that one was good.
Oh, exactly. The Blues for everyone except me. I
But
didn't expect them to put up 70, I'll admit, or like 52 by halftime or something like that.
yeah, it's nuts.
But yeah, I just knew James Madison is a great program. Um, Sometimes you got to pick up, got to pick these great programs, those Shoxer teams, and UNC was not ready. Point blank period. They almost made Mag retire. It was crazy. Um, but yeah, honestly, I almost went undefeated. Besides the Chanticleers, Chanticleers underperformed like crazy.
Do you remember your top five or your five underdogs? You did not almost go undefeated.
Yes, I did.
No, you did not.
The only one I completely missed on was Chanticleers.
Oh, you're saying like, okay. I thought you were saying
Like
like you
the
only missed
the, the
one.
three losses I
I
had, besides
yeah. Okay. Okay.
Chanticleers, the other two almost won and they choked
Yeah.
late. That's what I mean. But
Gotcha.
yeah, I'm still not mad at those picks. Um, but we'll get into it. But yeah, James Madison, they made me look smart, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. That was a good pick. Good pick by you. Your other one was Kansas. Couldn't pull out the
If there's
dub.
no weather delay, there's no weather delay. Kansas goes on to win that game.
Well, there was, and you guys lost.
We did.
So
That's okay though.
missed that one.
That's okay. Almost didn't though. That's all that counts.
Coastal Carolina. You just
Disappointed.
mentioned that. Yeah, try to give them their flowers.
Tried to, and they disappointed me. I'm not picking Colts Carolina in the Chanticleers ever again in my life. They
Somebody
have
clip that. Somebody clip that.
flip it, flip it, and send it to me. Put it on a T-shirt.
Michigan State didn't get it.
Their defense is what I expected. Um, they gave up a big plays late, but bad weather. One of the Michigan State players dropped a touchdown, and it wasn't like you have bad weather, bullet passes slip through the hands, whatever. Quarterback lofted it to him, and it like he just easiest catch ever,
Yep.
and he just dropped it.
Yep.
So I mean, at the end of the day, they had a chance to win it twice at the end, and they couldn't pull it off. It is what it is, but good game from both teams.
And then Utah got the dub, and that was your times two pick. So breaking. This is the first time either of us have gotten a times two win. Tavius is on the board with one. That brings your total score to 3-3 since you got the one, or since you got the times two pick. You won two plus another game, three, and you lost three. So congratulations.
Yeah. Shout out Utah. Great defense. Defense travels, and I was fully expecting Cam Rising to play. I was
Me
led to
too.
believe that.
Me too.
But the fact that Zach Wilson's younger brother Isaac, true freshman, came in, played sound.
Yeah.
Um, Shout out that program. Um, Great game. Uh, Great game plan going in, and Oklahoma State, solid team. They'll rebound. They have to. But Utah is the team to beat in the Big 12, it looks like. So once Cam
Yep.
Rising comes back healthy and he stays healthy, they'll be a force to reckon with in the playoffs.
Yeah.
But
I agree. That game was wild. Good game all around. Tanner was actually at that game, so you had to shoot him a text and tell him I was sorry. But he sent me back a picture of thumbs down of the field. So I was like, that hurts even more if you're there. But
you
uh,
know, we should get Tanner to watch the pod. He would have
we
had
should.
an ample amount of time of heads up. They weren't going to win this game. Tavius picked against them. They won't win. So Tanner, we'll clip this and send it to you, buddy. Should listen to me, right? But it's all good.
All right, going over my five underdogs. First off, starting off strong, Illinois had a great Friday night win. Uh, you know, intercepting the ball in the end zone to end it. It's pretty wild. I did mention their defense. Illinois' defense is what I thought was going to win the game, and they
Hmm.
did. Arkansas beating Auburn. I like Arkansas, man. Arkansas is looking pretty good. Their quarterback, I didn't realize how tall he was until I actually saw him running around with the guys. But 6'6" at a quarterback, and I mean he can run, he can throw. I mean he's pretty good. My times two pick, Georgia Tech. They let me down, lost that one. But then I bounced back with BYU beating K State. K State couldn't travel like I didn't think they could. BYU came in there, smacked them, showed them what's up. So that was a good win. And then Cal let me down. Wanted Florida State to start 0-4. I don't get what I want most of the time, so should have went with a different game. But oh well. We both ended up 3-3. You won your times two pick. I lost my times two pick. So we're even there. Um, and then I forgot to mention about our college football picks. You finished, or we tied there as well, 14-4, 14-4. So pretty good picks this week. So
Yeah, that's we're 10 in college.
I know. College is more my speed. NFL is more your speed, I would say. But anything from the LSU UCLA game?
There's a couple things. Offense started off hot, defense did not, and offense stymied a little bit, but the running game's getting better. They're improving in that department. Passing game could have been even more explosive, but we had some drops this game. Um, I wish we scored a little bit more points to take advantage of this UCLA defense, but they had a good game plan coming in, and they started off really well. And I'm proud of the defense stepping up in the second half. It could have really been a big shootout, but they clamped down, no points, like
Yeah.
less than 150 yards or something like that on defense in the second half. So stepped up big. Um, Harold Perkins tore his ACL.
Sad.
Right, it's sad.
That's sad.
Pray for a speedy recovery for him. But I have an interesting thought. Perkins in general has been struggling this year with missed tackles and like he's not playing as fast as he did. And I think he's thinking too much on the field. He can't play that free self that he was as a true freshman. And that's I've been transitioning to off ball line. He's too small to play edge in the next level. So they're trying to have him off ball at different positions, and I think that's really slowing him down. Um, I think for him to succeed at the next level, he has freak athlete, great athleticism. He's really going to find a system that's going to allow him to play more free. And I think you'll see him cut down on his mistakes and mental errors. Um, so I say that to say it's similar to like, when a good basketball team loses their best player, second best player, and the team plays well while they're gone. I think we're going to see an improved defense, um, just from someone filling that spot, right? Better, who's this actual true off-ball linebacker. Um, I think that you're going to see improvements from the defense, and I think the D line especially is playing a lot better. Um, and so we'll get more consistency from the front seven aspect, I think, with this, and we'll just see how the DBs play at this point. It's put somebody back there. As long as we cut down mental errors, that's a big thing. But we have the talent. You just got to cut down on mental errors on the back end, and yeah, and we have a great opportunity to see how this goes in South Alabama, who's been scoring a lot of points. We'll see how they handle that, and I expect us to put up a lot of points, but it's going to be a challenge for our defense. Let's see if we can stop an offense that is somewhat similar, at least scoring wise, to Ole Miss, and we'll see. We'll see how we handle that. But overall, wish our defense started off a little better, and our offense scored a few more points. But overall, happy we got the dub by more than the three possession W, and we'll see how we build against South Alabama before we start this SEC play.
Yeah, you
I
guys
get
scared
ready
me
part of
going
it.
into halftime. Uh, Whenever it was tied, I was like, oh boy, this is not what I was thinking. But then you guys stepped up in the second half, so you guys were good. I am interested to see this week how you guys handle South Alabama and their offense. I was thinking that you guys were just going to blow past them, but the way that they're putting up points, I don't know. I think it'll be a good test for your defense, and I know that that's weird saying that with South Alabama as the opponent, but I mean they also scored 87 points in one game. They put up 48 against App State. Like I know that these are lower teams, but your defense hasn't been what it's supposed to be in a while. So I'm a little interested on how or who you're going to pick on Thursday. But yeah, I mean it's a good win for you guys, but I'm interested to see how this week's going to go. Then we can kind of transition to the Florida Gators. Great win, 48 or 45-28, but I was not pleased. Not pleased at all. They put up 28 points for a team that should not have put up 28 points. We had multiple times to get them off the field. Our defense is terrible right now. Like you said earlier, they couldn't catch a cold. They couldn't swat a fly if it went right by them, or a ladybug for that standpoint. I mean, if you watch the game or if you rewatch the game, you can see half of our defense looking at each other like, "Who's aren't you supposed to be lined up over there?" or "What's going on over here?" Like it's just terrible. I don't know who this guy that they came in from or the Auburn guy that they brought in, but our defense looked better last year with the first year defensive coordinator in Armstrong than we did now. Um, I like I said I don't I've said this multiple maybe not last podcast but before, just give Armstrong the reins. Let him be out on the field. He's going to be the one that's screaming at the guys whenever they're not lined up. He's going to know when to call timeouts if we're not set or anything. So um, that was my biggest complaint is the defense looked terrible. Offense looked good for once, but defense came in there and I mean was watching it with my girlfriend and my dad, and I was asking questions, and my dad couldn't. He was just like, I don't know what to tell you, and it's just like, I mean, I can go on about different scenarios, but I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, we need to really fix up our defense, and I think we don't play anybody this week, so if we come out against UCF and our defense still looks the same, that defensive coordinator needs to get fired because that's unacceptable. You have 2 weeks to get ready for an opponent that has a mobile quarterback and some good receivers, and if they're not locking them down and we do not know what we're doing on defense, get out. Florida used to have a good defense and now we don't. I mean, we don't even have a good offense, but we looked good against Mississippi State. So I don't know. I'm tired of seeing our defense look like this whenever we looked better last year. And this is supposed to be the second year with the same coaches, but we added somebody else, and I think it's just thrown a wrench in it. But yeah, I was just I I need better performance from our defense. I need them to look like they know what they're doing, and I think rotating some of our defensive line at certain points is I don't agree with. I think 21 should be in the game as much as he can. I think he provides a threat and clogs up some holes for the run game and lets everybody else kind of flow over. And he takes 2 to 3 offensive linemen to block him for pass pro. So I think that just opens up a whole different thing. But I understand that he's like 440 pounds or whatever. But I mean, he's committed to the grind and he's been working his tail off. So that's what I don't know. That's my thoughts. Our defense really needs to step up. And it's crazy that I'm going off on this because we won 45-28, but like we had a backup quarterback come in and almost score 2 touchdown drives on us. If they had more time, they would have scored the second drive. Like that just drives me nuts. Like we've had backup quarterbacks come in and dice us up, and it's like, what are we doing? Like our defense is terrible. I don't know if you watched the game or what you got on it, but
I mean, it's Mississippi State. You won by 17. At this point, Florida just got to take what they can get. They just got to take what they can get. Wins are going to come far and few between.
I agree.
So,
That's what
take
scares
it.
me too. Like we our defense played like that against Mississippi State. Like I don't even want to watch us against Tennessee. I don't even want to watch us against Georgia. I don't want to watch us against Texas. Like or Ole Miss. Like all of like
Hey, I ain't
those.
gonna lie. You shouldn't want to watch UCF either. I know what
That's.
I'm gonna pick that week.
I mean, I'm honestly like that's where I'm at. Like I haven't really watched UCF. I'm gonna watch them this week against Colorado.
Now we'll see how they do.
So I don't know, but
Yeah, but I should just take what you got. Looking forward to Thursday's call though. There's some interesting picks that we got to think about
yeah,
upcoming. It's gonna be a good weekend of football. I'm excited and yeah.
it's good
Any
because
final thoughts?
now we're starting to get into like real conference play and like the meat of people's or like schedules instead of the baby games and stuff. I know that you guys are
Mhm.
playing South Alabama, but still like as we talked about it, they you can't overlook them with their offense and the way that your guys' defense has been playing slow to start. So I mean like a lot of teams that are a lot of good matchups. I know that we got Bama and Georgia, but I don't know. Thursday will be fun, and looking forward to that call.
All right. Y'all have a good one. Comment, subscribe. How y'all did this weekend and your picks, any surprises, and yeah, man, you'll catch us later this week.
Oh, thanks for joining another podcast, and let us know what you thought of the weekends, what you thought of the games, if you agreed with what we said, or if you disagreed. Just let us know. Peace.
See y'all later.